Cannabis in Italy is legal for medical and industrial uses, although it is strictly regulated, while it is decriminalized for recreational uses. In particular, the possession of small amounts of marijuana for personal use is a misdemeanor and it is subjected to fines, as well as the suspension of personal documents. Nevertheless, the unauthorized sale of cannabis-related products is illegal and punishable with imprisonment, as is the unlicensed cultivation of cannabis. Although recent court cases have effectively established the legality of cultivating cannabis in small amounts and for exclusively personal use, the licensed cultivation of cannabis for medical and industrial purposes requires the use of certified seeds. However, there is no need for authorization in order to plant certified seeds with minimal levels of psychoactive compounds. A 1914 USDA report described the Italian hemp as the highest-priced hemp fiber in both the American and European markets, noting that it was obtained from plants similar to those cultivated in Kentucky at the time. The cause of the higher price was attributed to water retting and to increased care and labor in the preparation of the fiber. The report identified 4 main varieties of hemp being cultivated in Italy. In the 1940s, Italy was believed to be the second biggest producer of industrial cannabis in the world, after the Soviet Union. Although statistics from China, another major producer, are not available, according to the National Farmers Association Coldiretti, almost 100,000 hectares of farmland in Italy were dedicated to the production of cannabis at the time. The decline of hemp production in Italy came with the economic boom of the 1950s and 1960s, during which time synthetic fibers were introduced into the market and the international campaign against narcotics intensified. In particular, Italy endorsed all the 3 major drug control treaties, namely the Single Convention on Narcotic Drugs of 1961, the Convention on Psychotropic Substances of 1971, and the United Nations Convention Against Illicit Traffic in Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances of 1988, and soon after the passage of the Anti-Drug Cossiga Law 685/75 of 1975. Hemp fields in Italy all but disappeared. In recent years, hemp production for medical and industrial purposes has seen a resurgence in Italy thanks to new technologies and innovative applications involving cannabis plants. In particular, hundreds of new businesses started growing cannabis in several regions after looser requirements came into force in 2016 regarding the cultivation of cannabis plants with levels of THC below 0.2%. With the estimated cultivation area increasing from 400 hectares in 2013 to almost 4,000 hectares in 2018. In 1993, the Radical Party led by Marco Pannella successfully put forward a referendum that repealed criminal penalties for the personal use of soft drugs. However, the controversial Fini Giovanardi Law 49/06 removed the distinction between hard and soft drugs in 2006, and until it was struck down by the Constitutional Court in 2014, the possession of marijuana and hashish was punishable as harshly as the possession of heroin or cocaine. In particular, the law tripled sentences for selling, cultivating, and possessing cannabis from 2 to 6 years to 6 to 20 years, leading to prison overcrowding, with 40% of inmates being jailed for drug-related crimes. Although cannabis consumption was not criminalized, at present, the possession of cannabis for personal use is decriminalized and subjected to fines and the confiscation of personal documents like passports and driver's licenses, while its unlicensed cultivation and sale are still illegal and punishable with imprisonment. Although there have been cases in which followers of the Rastafari religion have been acquitted of possession charges on religious grounds. Nevertheless, according to a 2015 poll by Ipsos, 83% of Italians deem laws prohibiting soft drugs as ineffective. 73% are in favor of legal cannabis, and 58% think that legalization would benefit public finances. In terms of consumption, 25% of people aged 15 to 19 years old have admitted using cannabis for recreational purposes at least once in 2014. Moreover, according to a 2018 report by the European Monitoring Centre for Drugs and Drug Addiction, Italy ranks third in the European Union in terms of cannabis use. The popularity of recreational cannabis led in 2016 to renewed legalization efforts in Parliament, where legislation was proposed with the support of several politicians, mainly from the centre-left Democratic Party, the left-wing Left Ecology Freedom Party, the anti-establishment Five Star Movement, the anti-prohibition Radical Party, and even a few from the conservative Forza Italia Party, as well as members of the Anti-Mafia Directorate. Proponents of the legislation point to the failure of prohibitionism in reducing cannabis consumption and argue that legalizing cannabis would